Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. A Nigerian man's life was forever changed when his wife vanished without warning, leaving him with 3 young children. She claimed to be visiting her sister in Abuja but never returned. Years later, she reappeared, demanding custody of the children to be taken abroad. The situation has sparked heated debate online, with many questioning her motives and the father's decision. The case highlights the complexity of parental rights and child custody in Nigeria. The man's emotional story resonated with many, raising questions about family, love, and responsibility. The fate of the children hangs in the balance right now. What are your thoughts on this? What would you advise he does? Join the conversation by calling us on 020-1635-2013, or you can call us on 090-2416-3440. Tweet to us. We'd like to hear from you on x.com, or we're also streaming on YouTube, so you could drop your comment there as well. Now, this was, as in like every shade of emotional. Every shade of emotion will go through the man, it will go through the children. I'm just wondering, what was the woman thinking? Nima, what was your opinion when you heard about this story?
It's economic movement. It is not established that she abandoned him for someone else, but she didn't certainly carry him along, and that is the dynamic of any marriage. It might be that at the time, you know how something is the best option.
But she's asking for custody. She's not saying they should all go.
She wants
to take her children away.
Tokwe is purely, for me, this story, purely economic.
So you are seeing money.
Men do it. Yeah. Men leave the home years. I know someone who hasn't seen his family for 13 years. And you know, a lot of things have happened, a lot of water have passed under the bridge.
But was he taking care of the family in the 13 years?
He was.
Okay.
So if she thinks that, let me go and make the grass green before I come and pack my kids. And if she had had the conversation with him, would she move? If she had planned with him, would the plan work? So I'm not in that time. He has not put that fact out there. Whether he was an approachable, understanding, cooperating partner. But she has gone, and just like fathers do, I have made it green. Give me my kids. And now we need to focus on whether it is better for the kids, as opposed to his emotions of whether he suffered, he told the load. You know this story, if it was the other way around, we'll tell the woman, you're a mother.
It's okay.
Really? It happens all the time.
Yeah, I'm on a different side of this, but let me hear Mariam's perspective.
No, let me finish. We tell the woman, if a man ups and leaves, he goes abroad. If he marries somebody for paperwork, it is valid. If he moves on with that person, it is valid. If the person says, okay, I rather than go back to her, take the kids, we will say it is valid. We will tell the woman, for you somewhere. My friend,
focus on your children.
Yes, my friend's husband upped and left with another woman for economic reasons. Left her with 3 girls. And when he finally settled down, he came and took the first girl. And then later on, sent her a note and videos of the dead body of the child. Oh. Heaven did not fall on him.
Oh my God.
So my point is, did she leave you to go and marry somebody else now want to come and take the children? That's not part of the story. She left for 10 years. She didn't carry him along. She lied she was going to her sister's place. Tokpe, that we have not seen it before.
And that we have seen before doesn't mean it's right. Let me
no, none is right. What I am saying now is that just as everything always, as we always summarize it, is the children.
Okay.
At the end of the day.
Mariam, what was your opinion?
For me,
so
for me, based on the story that we got,
based on the context,
context that we got, I feel really sorry for him, and I am, I'm questioning this woman. I'm questioning her values. I'm questioning her morals. I'm questioning her family's values as well, because there's one thing to up and leave your marriage, right? And for many reasons, but there's another thing to just do it quietly without saying anything and disappear for 10 years. And in the 10 years, those children were eating, they were going to school,
they survived.
They were surviving, they were thriving, whatever it is. And then you show up after 10 years out of the blue and you're demanding custody. For me, I don't know if there's any court that will just immediately just hand over the children to you. Where have you been in 10 years? I'm just saying, where have you been in 10 years? The children were not important to you in 10 years. All of a sudden, They are important to you. What have you been doing? What is the sort of person that you are, where you have been? And then not only that you are back into our lives, to try and integrate yourselves back into our lives, to ask for our forgiveness for abandoning us. You want to take the children away because you've gone abroad. Because abroad is what?
Exactly.
Because abroad is better than here, is heaven. You know, it does not make sense. Where is she taking them to? What sort of work is she doing there? There are many reasons people go abroad, and we have heard all sorts of stories. How do I know what you've been up to? How do I know that you are not here to pick my children to add to the whatever illicit business it is that you're doing where you are doing? So for me, it made no sense that she even had the audacity to come back with the sole purpose of just yanking the children away. If she had come back to explain herself, I'm so sorry I abandoned you, this is the story, blah, blah, blah. So given this context, though, for me, this is a crazy woman. Yes.
Which side are you on? Are you on the let's let the children
I'm in between. Okay, so when I heard this story, when I listened to the story and everything, when I read it, the first thing that came to my mind is, I think there must have been something mental, maybe she's mentally, there must be something wrong with her mentally. Because I don't understand why, first of all, we don't even have a complete story because we've not heard from her, we've not heard her own parts.
True.
And he too, he has not really explained why she left. You
because
understand?
He doesn't
She's
know.
the one that just stand up. She stood up and she left like that, but at least there will have been a conversation and everything. And he didn't even do follow-up because he said the parents, the sisters didn't come, they didn't ask, they didn't say anything. He too, he didn't go there to go and find out, where is your my wife? Where is your daughter? Where is your sister? He just left it like that. And then, you know, for over 10 years, and 10 years is a long time for her to just come back and say she wants her kids. So for me, I think he has done a lot. He should sit down and really look into this. If in the 10 years, he should check where has she been in the last 10 years, what has she been doing, everything that, you know, because she's the mother, let her come and play her role. So it's now time for him to, for me, I'll just tell him that, okay, after you must have checked all of these things and they are all okay, and he knows that, okay, what she has been doing is legit and she's, you know, capable enough to handle the kid. It's now her turn. Let her carry the kids and go and take care of the... Because the children, they said one is 18, the other one is 16, so they can decide. So it's not like when they take the kids, they are going to cut off or anything. He's going to be communicating because he has already imbibed real values in
himself.
So he's not going to, so they are not going to miss anything.
Okay.
Let her play her own role.
Okay, so here is my take.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel that as the line between right and wrong got so blurred that we no longer know what is right or wrong, because obviously here in this story, everything that woman did was wrong. The fact that some men have done it before and the society sort of forgave them doesn't mean what they did was right.
You're not talking wrong or right.
No.
Yes, we are.
So I'm looking at it and saying, this is wrong. Whether a man chooses to disappear from the house and comes back 10 years and is welcomed back, totally wrong.
Yes.
If a woman does it, totally wrong.
Exactly.
Number one, it is wrong for you to abandon your children, except the woman shows up now and says, it was life and death. Except the woman says that the man beats me every day or emotionally kills me, I was going to die, and so I had to leave. If that comes up, then we can have a different conversation of there was a life or death situation, she needed to exit. And because we all talk about it, that if the marriage will cost your life, leave the children, they will survive, you can go, because a man can be a good father and a horrible husband. And in a situation where if you find yourself in that kind of scenario, yes, run for your life. But in this case, we didn't hear that. What we've heard so far is she said, I'm going out, disappeared to go to Abuja, and from there, 10 years. Silence. And so we now show up, and because of this economic matter, because of money, because of mammon, we will now say, oh, let her take the children so that children will have better opportunities abroad.
Why do you make that assumption?
Why do we feel like they will have opportunities here? And I'm not talking about anybody here said. I'm saying what people, the responses online have been that, these children, if they go abroad, their life will be better. Or the man should not make an emotional decision and cost his children. I'm thinking about it. Do you know what this woman did for the past 10 years? Do you know if she became a criminal? Do you know what kind of life she's lived? If a woman can abandon these children for 10 years without looking back, what would she do to them? What if she takes them away and turns them into prostitutes or into something? We don't know. But because we think there's an economical benefit, we are willing to sacrifice. No. I feel like we need to go back to the drawing board. The responsibility of parents is to the children, to nurture those children. If this man had not killed the children for the past 10 years, they will not die over the next few years till they become able to take care of themselves by themselves. They should be responsible. The man should take care of the children. Then, another thing is, she's not coming back to the marriage, she's just coming to take those children out.
Yeah, there's no marriage, actually.
There's no marriage. So obviously there were some issues that we don't know of. And I would really love to hear the woman's story so that we have a more balanced opinion. But Nima, you were going to say something.
I wanted to read, because when I read this story, I read it for why this man is objecting.
Okay.
So apart from emotions, I don't see her side clearly. They said 10 years ago, my wife told me she was traveling to Abuja. He betrayed her. She betrayed him to see her sister. That was the last time I saw her. We didn't fight. There was no argument, no warning. She just vanished. She left behind 3 children, the youngest barely a year and 6 months old. I waited days, then weeks, hoping to hear something, a message, a reason, nothing. Then I found out from one of our colleagues that she didn't just leave the city, she left the country. And fast forward, her parents knew now. Her siblings knew. They all kept quiet. That one pricked my...
Yes.
That one pricked something in me. She abandoned her home. She had married her own children without a single word. And that day I became both father and mother overnight. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Fast forward to April this year, she came back not to apologize,
Just to
not to explain, not to even reconnect. She came to take the children. She said she wanted to move them abroad, just like that. Now I'm being called wicked, selfish, that I'm standing in the way of my children's future. And then the story, this one is not opening. I think the link is not. But when I read it, he now gave emotions. The nights I changed diapers, the one was a year, 6 months. The last one was a year, 6 months. The nights we went without food. He gave a picture of circumstance that showed that
There was huge
things were not.
Things were tough.
Things were tough. And sometimes a woman has a bigger vision. I hate to be a feminist on this topic.
It's okay.
I hate it, but it is unavoidable for me. I have practiced law on this side too much for me not to know how many times women have been made to... I had a case. I didn't take it because she already had a team of lawyers. They were not dating. They were not married. They were just dating. And she got pregnant. She told him, I am pregnant. And he says, I'm not ready to get married, but we can be dating. She accepted it. She's a Yoruba woman. Child don't pass marriage. She had a child with her mom. Went to him to tell him she had gotten visa lottery won. That she would be going, but she did not file in with the child. She filed in single. She didn't know that thing would work, and she was with child now. So she has to leave her child with her mom. She made arrangements. He could visit the child. He came, took the child. The child is 9 years old, and they are in court, and he's frustrating the move of a single mom who made arrangements to connect with her child to go abroad.
That's a totally different story.
No, that's not totally different. When you borrow those contexts, sometimes you'll be seeing too much of emotions. If a woman was abandoned with a child without a man, she was never married to him. She raised the child to full adulthood. A man has the right to those children.
So we're now going into the complexity of
marriage
in Nigeria.
So,
custody in Nigeria.
Not just
we'll
that.
Discuss it after
you want
the
to
break.
go on a break. When you
go on a break right
break
now.
Down some things.
When we come back, there are actually complexity with our custody in Nigeria that we need to discuss. How it sometimes doesn't favor the woman, regardless of the scenario. We'll continue with the show after the break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So Nima was talking about giving she was trying to create a context of the fact that it was an economic decision the woman made.
And she was forced to make on behalf of a man who wasn't pulling his weight. That's
the context is she might have been forced to make an economic decision because she's in a marriage where the man wasn't pulling the weight, and she cannot continue with the life like this. So now 10 years after, she has found her balance over there in the abroad, and then she wants to come and take her children to enjoy the better life. I still find a few holes in that scenario, but that even if you people make economic decisions, and sometimes we give those tough, like if you don't go and die.
The dynamics of some marriages is that women, who are you, if I use the wrong word on TV, to tell the man that we can do better. They'll say, I've seen men who say, I feed her, I clothe her, ask her. She's living in the house, and then you go to the house.
You don't see anything.
And you'll be wondering, how do you expect somebody to survive this environment? Yeah. And he said, but I do everything for her. One said, I opened shop for her. When we got to the place inside the Korodu, it was the only security house. And she was supposed to stay there, be a good wife by the standard of his religion, and him stay in the city in options. She said, once she found out he was cheating, that woman blocked me from trying to advise.
And manage. Let me take Yakub's call. Good morning, welcome to the show, Yakub.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. And then good morning, Tanima, Miriam. Good morning, sister. You know what? I totally support what Miriam said earlier, 100%. The question is this. Now, she came back from nowhere. I say from nowhere because the husband was never even know where she is for that long. Now, she now came back, she wants to take the children out of this country. Who tell us that if the children get out of this country, they are going to get better than what they are getting now? The question again is that, what of as she show up, and then the husband tell her that, I'm sorry, the children, something has been happened to them, they have gone, God forbid. What is he going to say? Somebody suffer for that, you go. Nobody know where you are. And then you came back, you said you are claiming to want to claim the children, want to take them out of the country. And then as Sister Nima read it out, she was not even come to apologize. Say, my husband, please, I'm sorry. I left for this so reason. Here we are. I want to take the children for so reason. Please, allow me. Let's talk. You just came back because you think that you are better than what you are before. I totally disagree with
she thinks she have made it.
That it can be allowed. Allowed to do what? Now, even the children, they were grown children, even though I knew as time goes on, maybe when the children get to 25 years and thereabouts, they can decide where they want to go. It's left to them. But what I know is that as it is now, if I've been the husband, I will never. I change the diapers and do everything. And then you come back, you say, want to take children out. Where are you? Where have you been? Good morning, God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Mariam.
Yeah, so I hear the context that Nima is trying to paint, and I can argue on that, but that's not the context that we're giving, you know. And the reason I'm insisting on, you know, my opinion here is based on this context that we've given, I know of real life scenarios where women who felt that they were not getting as much as they wanted from their marriage, especially materially, decided to take the option of just leaving, you know, so that life is easier for them for material wise. So they go away to just live their lives again as single women. Then years after, 10 years, 15 years, these are real life stories, they come back and they just want their children. And I feel whether it's a man that does it or a woman that does it, it is wrong. You left, you took the easier way out. And now that you feel that you need, now that the children will look good for you after 10, 15 years, then you come back to take that. You did not participate in any way in their upbringing. You didn't call. You didn't try to reach out to them. Nothing. This is based on the context that we have here and a story that I know. You did nothing. You actually just disappeared. Your family were involved in making sure that your disappearance was final and no one could reach you. This story I'm talking about that is personal, the father reached out to her family many times. Where is she? Whatever. Their own was, he was not even good enough for her in the beginning. So they were just happy that she had nothing to do with him. He wanted her to go and start a new life. She went away to try and start her new life. After 10, 15 years, she just thought, I should come back. I'm a big woman now. I can take care of the children. I don't think that she has the right to have those children. But now, you're talking, I didn't realize that the children are 18, because 16 is still a minor. 18, 16, so 18, at that point, a child can make the decision whether to go with her. But it should not also be a decision that's left to that child alone. She has to show what she's been up to. There's so many women that have left this sure to go abroad for prostitution, for drugs, for all sorts of things. Do I know if she wants to take my child as a drug mule? And that is why for everyone to say, oh, she's abroad, you are standing in her way. Those are the sort of conversations that young women are told in this country, that they follow just anyone because they accept that the person is abroad and life is better. You have to know exactly who this person has been for the last 10 years, what she's been up to, before you put your treasure that you have given 10 years and 15 years of your life and then hand it over to someone that just shows up. I don't think it's right.
Okay, let me take Anatu and then I'll come to you, Amatu. Anatu, welcome to the show. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Awesome, welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Thank caller.
Yay! Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Yes, I'm calling in respect of. Yeah. Good morning, ladies.
Go ahead, you are live.
Yes, Nima, I really like you. I like you, but what you're saying is totally out of it. Based on the story, right? Yes, I'm talking.
You're watching, listening through your TV.
So,
Well, so sorry. When you call, don't listen to the TV.
Yes.
Don't listen to the TV, listen to the phone. Ramatu?
Okay, so I wanted to say something. Yes, for what Nima said, that she must have left for economic reason. But I'm just thinking that from what I can see is that there's communication, there's lack of communication between the couple, between the two of them. If not, if you are going for an economic, if you are going because of, to improve the condition of the family or anything, there should be communication. Sit down and tell your husband, this is the reason why I want to leave. This is, have a serious conversation before leaving. Not that you just carry your bag and just leave like that, and then you come back to expect that things you just open the door and then expect things to be normal.
There was no marriage. The marriage already had friction.
Yeah, had friction. Yes, so that happened, and then I have a problem with him in the sense that he also did not try to reach out to her. He didn't make any effort and all of that, because from the story, usually when you have a case like this, the person that brings out the story will do everything to favor himself.
Yes, no.
He will say everything just to put himself like the righteous person. He did all the possible whatever and everything. But like I said, if we hear from her, we'll know what really happened and what really transpired. But for her to just show up like that from his own story, for her to just show up like that and say she wants to carry the kids, no, it's a no. But me, I'll still say that she has a role to play. And there's one thing with kids, don't forget, she's the mother. She can win them emotionally. So don't just leave that. She must have left them for 10 years, more than 10 years. Yes, it's a vacuum. But for a mother, if she wants to get her child, she knows how to get everything back somehow.
Even fathers do.
Yeah,
let me take Azan from Lekki. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
You see, I have an issue with this issue of abroad. This trending of abroad, dangling abroad to whosoever cares. The way we dangle candy to the children.
Yeah.
Look, abroad is not the end of it. Because I'm seeing people laying emphasis on abroad. Good stuff abroad, this abroad. Please, we should emphasize on family values.
Exactly.
We should emphasize on human dignity. Marriage is not only about money.
Thank you.
It's about money and the kind.
Thank you.
A man that raise children. You understand? Raising children is never a joke. For many years, then somebody will just come back and tell you that I'm taking them abroad. Who knows whether she's taking them to ritually?
Exactly.
On the issue of trying to go abroad, I don't understand it. Please, let us play less of this materiality. Please, let us play less about it. This issue of husband and wife, we should look at it from the premise of law and understanding. all the issues we are moving abroad so that our children can have a better life. We are busy condemning our country. We have no country than Nigeria. Let me borrow a link from Buhari. Let us stay here and celebrate it together. Please, nobody will help the country more.
Yes.
We are the ones to put the country in a better shape. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Hassan. We'll take a quick break right now. When we return, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. In this story, I see a good father. A father that managed to raise 3 children for 10 years. And I sort of feel like while there are several stories where the fathers were horrible or the men abandoned, this man stood by the children until we hear contrary. You know, there are cases when a woman would abandon the children and the man said will carry the children and go and dump in the parents' house.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or even dump in the in-laws' house. If your wife can, if my wife cannot take care of the children, you will take care of the children for. And we've seen some people do horrible things. So when we see a story that from every part of the story, it looks like this man tried, he endured, he fed these children, he hustled, and now they are almost adults. They are easier to manage. You now want to show up. I can empathize with the man, and so that's my own point of view. But Nima, as a lawyer,
but we can open up the conversation and look at different contexts.
Let's go beyond this man.
Yes,
because
we've analyzed this man.
This man claims.
Yes, this man.
The sister she went to see in Abuja did not betray her. Father, mother didn't betray her.
Exactly.
Siblings didn't betray her.
So you're saying there might be something fishy.
Was she your girlfriend from the street or you show Toro, show Bebefe? And nobody.
Speak English.
No, I mean that if you marry her.
If you married her properly and then nobody in the family was willing to protect,
you know, too many holes I can dig in this story. And from experience, I have seen men who know how to tell their story. I've seen women too, telling their story as if, no, I'm made of glass. I'm an angel. I can make no mistakes.
Okay.
You know, I do no evil. And then you find out you're faced with the matter and you're shocked at what you see. You know, when the other person gets to tell their own side of story, it will break you. So I don't want to, I'm not on this man's side. I'm just going to conclude the way we used to conclude all the things. No matter how beautiful the woman's side is, how beautiful the man will say, okay, at this point, let's focus on the children. And just as Hassan said, I am not an abroad person. I don't believe if the abroad is, it take her 10 years now. You know, if abroad is now, she reached, she for pick the money on the ground. You know, but she worked to get a green grass. It took her 10 years. Some people even more, some people less. So that's not the final thing. But the thing is, she felt she left something important. She's come back for them. Let's focus on the children. Uncle.
Yeah, but somebody was taking care of those important things.
Somebody have to now. If it was the other, you see somebody now.
Well, at least what I can see,
like I said,
what I can see, let me add something. Well, what I can see is ego. The woman has ego, he has ego. Because I'll look forward to how I can resolve this thing if I demand, because she left. I'll pack this kid, just like you mentioned. First of all, first of all. See, that means there's something wrong with the relationship between him and her people. Because for her to leave that kind of a thing, I'll pack the children and go and keep with the parents too. With her parents. Yes, I'll go and leave them. I'll say, okay,
that's the thing. I'm missing the point. That option wasn't open to him.
That means there was something wrong.
That option, something is wrong.
Yes, that's
There's
what I'm
something
saying.
in the beginning of this marriage in question here that we're having. I remember when I was pregnant with my son, and the doctors were like, you have to stay in the hospital. And I didn't want to stay the first time before I lost that baby. So I was like, I'm not going to stay because I have a young toddler to take care of. We had the arguments back and forth. My mom called my husband. She came and said, where is my daughter? Because they didn't know I was in hospital. I said, where is my daughter? And I said, the doctors are saying she has to stay in hospital. I think she should stay. My wife will stay in hospital. My mom said, okay, too. I give you one. I will take one.
That's your child, your toddler.
Yes. And my mom says, I give you Nima. She's in hospital and your baby is there and you want to stay. Give me the other one so that I will not be looking for both and wondering what is happening. My daughter stayed with my parents. I'm saying that what kind of relationship existed before that they can, nobody even betrayed and said, where are you going without your husband's permission? Something is wrong.
Some people don't have that kind
The
of family.
dynamics of marriage is not something you can easily just come into and say, one person told you one straight story. You can't.
Okay.
Leave the children to forgive.
But you know the truth is,
she should apologize to her
if
kids.
this story came from a woman, let me tell you,
acceptance.
if the woman came out to tell us a story, this exact story, my husband said he was going to Abuja and left for 10 years, and then he's showing up to come and collect the children. Our emotions will be different.
Not be me and you.
No,
you always conclude it on let the children.
Yes.
Let the interest of the children prevail.
Interest of the children, but I'm saying that we will all defend the woman.
Simply.
Castigate the man.
Yes.
But here a man is saying the story and we are looking for all the context.
No.
All the scenarios to protect
we
the
are
woman's
in a patriarchy.
and
wait, we are trying to do balance here and we are pretending as if we don't know what our culture and society does to women.
Okay.
Can
we go back to...
So, no. So I hear you, Nima, about patriarchy and what the usual stories can be. But because of that, there are individual stories that get misjudged just because of that general perception. And that is why sometimes it's good to just, when you get a story, for that moment, deal with the story as you have gotten it. I'll keep saying here, we had a lady call us on this show, describing her husband as one of the meanest men in the world. He took her child, how she has suffered. If you hear that story, your heart will be broken. Finally, the man reached out to us. The only reason this man had not opened his mouth to speak up, he said he's protecting his children. He was dealing with a terrible woman, a woman who didn't even show up as a mother. But he was a decent man. He was willing to take her abuse and her public call out and shame because he was protecting those children. So for me, that has made me humble in so many cases, where sometimes something is unlikely, but it's true. And for that reason, for this particular story, given this context, I'm taking the stand I'm taking.
All right, let me take John. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is John from Abuja.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. The topic you ladies brought this morning is very, very funny and very serious. But the truth about the topic is, you see, a lot of men go through a lot, but majority of them don't speak out.
Talk about it.
I've been in a marriage for over a decade, going to a decade and a half now, and I've been going through a lot of hell too, because my wife believes traveling abroad is the best for the family. I know that I don't see myself being there, because I've tried it twice before and it took me, so I don't want to invest in it anymore. But because she believed in that, because all her siblings are there, she has just been misbehaving since then. You can imagine, a woman is accusing you of infidelity and she hardly put her body down for 20 times in a year. And when you keep on talking, everybody will feel as if the man is mean. I don't know the real picture in that story, but the truth is, when we did it, both parties have their fault. Understand? For the lady that seeks better life in abroad and comes back after a decade and believes she can claim the children, she will have her own part to tell too. So I think...
Did you hear that?
Thank you so much, Mr. John.
I think the family court
going through a lot too,
and
we don't create an environment that listens to them as much. But I want us to go and deal with the context of how the law seems to favor one gender above the other when it comes to claiming children.
That happens.
Which law? Our
which gender?
I'm saying here.
Yeah, the law doesn't favor. The law looks at the interests of the children.
Culture is our issue.
Culture is our issue.
So culture is our issue. The law looks at economic,
who can best take care of the child.
Yes, financial provision, well-being of the children, as opposed to needs. The family court, the magistrate usually descends into the arena. The lawyers are not even at some point allowed to talk.
Let me take this
call. So
it's
usually couples.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. Hello. You're live. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Ah, you're listening to the TV. Don't listen to the TV, Mr. Williams. Just listen to me.
Reduce it.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, you are live right now.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Williams. I'm calling from Okota.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
I want to contribute to this discussion.
Go ahead.
It's a very serious matter. I was also involved in this kind of situation. I left my family for 24 years.
For?
24 years.
24 years.
Okay.
24 years. And I came back begging. Apologized. And then my wife accepted me back. When I look at this scenario, I can see that the woman is not doing what is right. Supposed to at least come and apologize and give reasons for what happened to her. Without explaining herself, there's nothing to talk about. Absolutely nothing to talk about. Supposed to apologize is what happened.
Did you apologize to your wife when you came back?
She said she forgave you.
And then we'll go ahead and forgive you. And then now discuss about the issue of the children.
24 years.
The relationship myself was very sexual before thinking about the children. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me add. Okay, so let me add this, Ba. Culturally, like where I come from, the children belong to the man. No matter the age, they belong to the man.
So when in our custom,
exactly. Okay, custom is not only our culture, right? Okay, so the children belong to the man. That's why when you see that when a man divorces a woman, if he divorces a woman and she leaves, she can't live with her children. The children will be in the house there. So you can see maybe you see a man with 2, 3, 4 wives. The other wives will start taking care of those children. This is no matter how young the child is. If once there's divorce and you are living without your children, so the children only belong to the man. That's for some culture. So I just said let me add that.
Yeah, and for me it's a concern because we've also had situations where other women that come into the lives of the man are unable to properly, effectively take care of that child. So another thing we did not ask in this our story is if the man remarried in that context. I don't think he did.
He said he didn't.
He didn't remarry, and that's it's very, very. I've seen whenever when I meet someone, I'm like, you have 4 children. He said I met someone that he said he had 4 children and he lost his wife when the kids were really small, and he didn't remarry. Like he just focused on raising his children. That's not a normal conversation here, because in Nigerian context, if a woman leaves the house, a woman comes into the house. But they just simply.
Nima was saying something earlier when we were talking about culture and the law. You know, especially when it comes to custody. You're right. Culturally, in Nigeria and Africa, I think mainly the children belong to the man, and you find situations like these where. If it was the other way around, a man would abandon his family and he's allowed to come back anytime and take possession of his children.
You can't even wear them out without consulting his family.
This woman will find it harder for me in this case because even culturally she's done the unthinkable. You know, a woman is not meant to leave children.
To leave her husband's house.
Yes, and then leave your husband's and then even leave children because you know we do for an African or Nigerian woman you're expected to do things for your children. You know, take all the sacrifices, make all the sacrifices, make everything for the children, and she did not do that. So first of all, culturally, there are a lot of people who will call her out on that. Then for the law, so we do have our courts and we go there and they give us judgments, but we know that usually when it comes to family matters like that, nothing is implemented. They'll ask spousal support, child support, all those co-parenting. They don't do anything and there's nothing you can do, you know. Instead, you're just going back and forth to the court. So I just feel that, I just hope that conversations like this will help people just have a different mindset. It's important. It's not just about material things that you can give a child. You have to be able to make sure that the child has a safe place that he can stay, has stability, you know. And if one parent is able to do that, that should, for me, definitely should come before what you can offer materially or sending the person abroad.
Definitely. The obvious thing about the topic we've discussed is that whatever decision is going to be made in conclusion should be made with the interest of the children at heart. So now, if the man feels bitter about his experience with the mother, but the children are willing to give their mother a chance, my opinion is that the man should be magnanimous enough to put his children first, so that the children have a balanced life. But if the children say, no, daddy, we want to stay with you, we don't want to go and meet your mother, still let them have a conversation with their mother so that they grow up not having this warped mindset of what is wrong or what is right. At the end of the day, we don't want children that have trauma. We want children that are whole, and that would require sacrifice on the parts of both parents to make it work. I also think extended families, Joe. We say don't put mouth inside marriage, but when you have children involved, protect the children. The fact that the parents of this woman said nothing or got involved in the raising of these children is a very, very red flag, and we really want to leave our audience with a wholesome view of how marriages should run and how conflict should be resolved. That's what we can take on that one. There's another one that is very interesting. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.